Welcome guys to FreeCodeCamp challenges, learning basic CSS by building a cafe menu. From this series, we're gonna start now to step 21 to 30. You already know, please consider subscribe to the channel, ring the bell notification. You will not miss any video from this series. Step 21. The goal now is to make the div not take up the entire width of the page. The CSS width properties is perfect for this. You can use the ID selector to target a specific element with an ID attribute. An ID selector is defined by placing the hash symbol directly in front of the element's ID value. For example, if an element has an ID of cat, then you would target the element like this. So this is the example, hashtag cat. So you can target it this way. Now they say use the menu selector to give your element a width with 300 pixel. Okay, so now let's go ahead and put it. We're gonna put the hashtag MENU for the menu. So we're gonna give the menu a width, so 300 pixel. Okay, let's check it. Okay, let's see what's happened. Okay, it's good. Now let's go to the HTML, to the index.html file we have. So we go to the style.css, and here we're gonna do the same thing for the menu as well. So hashtag menu, the hashtag is this hashtag menu. You can put the width, okay, for 300 pixel. Okay, so when you go back to the okay, now the width is gonna be 300 pixel. Okay, step 22. Comment in CSS look like this. Okay, comment here. In your style sheet, comment out the line containing the background color, property, and value, so you can see the effect of only styling the hashtag menu element. This will make the background right again. Okay, in your style sheet, what they say, comment out, okay, the line containing the background. Okay, so here I can only do background color. Okay, this way. Okay, okay, comment out it. Now step 23rd. Now use the existing hashtag menu selector to set a background color of the div element to the curly hood. Okay, now we're gonna do the background color using the ID menu. We're gonna use the background color Okay, now we can go ahead and do the same on the code that we have here. Instead of put the background color here, yeah, so I'm gonna put the background color inside of the menu. Okay, so background color, make sure that you write everything when you learn the CSS. Control S to save, and now when we go back to the page, so we see the same thing. Okay, now step 23 is done. Let's go for step 24. Now it's easy to see that the text is centered inside the ID menu element. Currently, the width of the ID menu element is specified in pixel. Change the width property of value to be 80% to make it 80% the width of its parent body. So instead of doing that, so I can put it like 80% instead. So when it's 80%, now the 80% from the entire body is not like 300 pixels. Now 80% is bigger, because when you do that, okay, it's get bigger, okay, according to the screen of the entire body element. So for example, this is what you're gonna see here. Okay, if I take it this way, you're gonna see it this way, right? The 300 pixel is constant, no matter how the width of the window is. Okay, but when you do it with the percentage, it's depend on the parent container. The width will be depend on the parent container. Okay, so now when I hit save, when you go back, now you're gonna see the width is bigger. Now the width gonna be according to the parent container. Okay, okay, good. Okay, step 25. Next, you want to center the ID menu horizontally. You can do this by setting the margin left and margin right property to auto. Think of the margin as invisible space around an element. Using these two margin property, center the ID menu element within the body element. So they say to use margin left and margin right, so I can say margin left, and you can set it to auto, AUTO. So margin left to auto, and now what you can do, you can say shift alt and the down arrow, so you're gonna put the margin left back again. So with this you can change it with the right. Okay, now it's center. Okay, I can go to the index.html file, the CSS file, and do the same thing. Okay, here I'm gonna write margin left. Okay, I give it to auto, and you say shift alt down arrow to put it down again, and go here and say right. That's it. see it, guys? Correct. Now when you Control S to save, so you can go here and see the final result. So now it's centered. Ready? 80% now and center. Okay, let's check the code. Okay, the code is good. Step 26. So far you have been using type and ID selector to style element. However, it is more common to use different selector to style your element. A class selector. A class selector is defined by a name with a dot directly in front of it, like this. So they give you the example with the class name and style. So change the existing ID menu selector into a class by replacing ID menu with a class name dot menu. So if I replace it with the dot, now it's no longer gonna work. So when I check the code, okay, it's good. Okay, now you need to go to the HTML. They say to apply the class styling to the div element, remove the ID attribute and add a class attribute to the div element opening tag. Make sure to set the class value to menu. Okay, so now here I can remove the class. I can remove the ID and put class instead. Okay, so check the code. Now it's good. Okay, step 28. So before we do the step 28, we go back to our code and we're gonna change this to dot for class selector, and we go back to the HTML. So we change the ID now to class. Okay, and we Control S to save it. Okay, when we go back there, back, we're gonna see the step 28. Since the cafe main product for sale is coffee, you could use an image of background beans for the background of the page. Delete the comment and its content inside the body. Type selector. Now add a background image property and set its value to the URL, this URL. Okay, so what we can do here, we can select the URL and Control C to copy it. Now the comment right here, we remove it, and I put background image, so, and Control V to paste it. Okay, so the background image and the image come up. Okay, so what we can do here too, when we go to the HTML, so we're gonna go to the style.css and remove the comment and put background image. Okay, and I paste the URL. So when I paste the URL and I save, so now whenever I go to the website, you're gonna see the same thing. Okay, that's it. now it's all for step 28. Step 29, it's looking good. Time to start adding some menu items. Add an empty article element under the coffee heading. It will contain a flavor of price of each coffee you currently offer. Okay, under the coffee, I'm gonna add an empty article. Okay, under the coffee menu, I put an empty article. So now step 30, article element commonly contain multiple elements that have related information. In this case, it will contain a coffee flavor and a price for that flavor. Nest 2p element inside your article element. The first one text should be French vanilla, and the second text 3.00. So this is nest 2p element inside of it. So nest 2p element. Okay, so we're gonna nest 2p element. Okay, the first one, the content is like French. Vanilla, and the second one is 3.00. Okay, good. Now we're gonna check it. Now it's good. Okay, now let's go to our page. So we go there, and the HTML under the cafe. So I'm gonna type an article. Okay, the article menu. Okay, inside of the article I will put a p element. Inside of the p element I put inside of the p element, I forget what to put there. Inside of the p element I put French vanilla and 3.00. The first one is French. Okay, vanilla. And the second one is okay, 3.00. Okay, Control S to save. So now when you go back to the desktop and you refresh the page, so you need to see the same changes. Okay, French vanilla and 3.00. Now it's all for today. Next video we're gonna start with step 31st to 40th. So please consider subscribe to the channel, ring the bell notification in order to be notified and to do not miss any of our videos.